Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Indie Spotlight Network. We're back here in the green room and we've got two incredible guests today. We have got Jody Vines and Christopher Houldsworth with us. We're going to be talking about some of the great things that they've done and some of the stuff that they've got coming up. And guys, first, thank you very much for coming out today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So Jody, how did you get started in acting?
I was in the military and I took an acting class. And a friend of mine said, hey, you need to continue to do that. So I moved back here and I got an agent. I started doing some modeling, which acting and modeling goes together. Mm-hmm. And I took it from there.
Fantastic. What about you, Chris?
Craigslist, believe it or not. I was looking for something to do on the weekends, and there was an ad for a film in Virginia. And so responded to it, and they accepted it and went up there and filmed. So that's how I got into it. And then got the passion, got the fever.
Awesome. Well, if you don't mind, kind of get into that a little bit, because maybe some of the folks out there don't really understand what that is.
The fever?
Yeah.
There's definitely an energy on set, and when I first got into it, I thought that there would be, you know, tens of thousands of people doing this, but every project I've ever done, from that original one, there's always been somebody on set that I've been on another set with. And at one point I was on a set and there were 17 people. So it's kind of like a reunion. You never know who's going to be behind the camera, who's going to be, you know, holding the boom. Sometimes it was me, or doing, you know, other things on there. So it's kind of neat. Like every time you show up there, there's a group of people, and it kind of gets smaller and smaller as you get better and better. Luckily they took me along with them, but it kind of starts to thin the herd there. So there is a nice little rush there, especially, you know, you always say, oh, it's going to be a quick little shoot. You know, 2 hours, and then 6 hours later you're still trying to get the lighting right. But yeah, it's definitely hard to explain, but I would say it's kind of like being a family.
Awesome. Would you agree with him?
Oh yeah. To me, you gotta love it. I love doing it. I've done acting for free and I've done acting for money.
Lots of acting for free.
A lot, yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. You know, I work with a lot of great actors. You know, from Raleigh, I've been to Virginia, DC. And work with actors that, you know, I had fun doing it with. So, I mean, I hope to be doing this the rest of my life.
Well, that's awesome. You as well?
Oh yeah, I've been doing it for well over 8 years now, and I mean, there's really fortunate there's not like we don't need a 45-year-old actor. 45-year-old actor with long hair might be kind of slimmed down, but yeah, I don't see any reason to get out of it.
You got started and you loved it. What are some of the things that you've had a chance to do?
What do you mean as far as?
Well, like maybe from the role or something that you've done in the role that you'd probably never do anyplace else?
It depends. A lot of roles that I do, I kind of, you know, I switch it up a lot. I'm always challenging myself to do something different in every role. You know, I try to, you know, I played a doctor in a role, and then I went to the hospital and I hung out just to see what they did. You know, I don't want to, you know, if I'm going to play a doctor, I want to be believable. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's some of the stuff that I do. So.
What would you say your kind of favorite role is so far?
I don't have one. I always say the next one. I always say the next one because I don't want to get to what I did is past. I want to move on to the next one.
What kind of role would you like to have?
I wouldn't mind being a superhero. I don't want to say a Superman, but if there was a role to come up for an African American Superman,
all right, well,
I would want to do it.
That leads to the question: if you're going to be a superhero, what's going to be your power?
Oh, that depends. I'm gonna have to get back on you because that's
a little bit different.
That's a little different.
I got you. I understand. What about you, Chris?
What roles?
Yeah.
I obviously I'm either the bum, the biker, or the drug dealer. Very rarely do I get cast as the father figure or something like that. One of the roles that I did was kind of interesting, where I was a bad guy and I kidnapped a girl and brought her down an alley to, you know, attack her, And I jokingly said, I goes, you know, you okay with this? Are your parents okay with this? And she goes, oh yeah, he wrote the script. So it was kind of, I'm like, oh, awesome, this is good. But I do kind of like the ones that kind of catch you off guard, where I did a short where, you know, one thing leads to another and kind of has a twist in the end there. And it actually brought out the soft side. There is a typecast for the long hair and the beard and all that. So the roles I have kind of lead into that. So, but I enjoy it. Each time it's different. And I never go into it just with my thought, because I know whoever wrote it has an idea and the director's going to have an idea. So I try not to let how I would read it do it, and that's how you really bring out the true actor in somebody. Whenever you can, I want you to step outside of what you think and go in a different direction.
As far as training, what have you guys done to help you get to this point in your career where you're at?
Well, I took classes at East Carolina University in Greenville. I took classes with Tracy Kilpatrick, acting for the camera. I did other classes in different states and stuff. I've traveled. So I do a lot of preparation myself, even when a role comes up. So
What do you mean by preparation?
I do a lot of studying, a lot of research, kind of understanding the role that I'm trying to get. So
Get into their head kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
What about you?
I've taken a couple classes. I took a class with Maxine. I've taken some with my agent that I have. She has, you know, classes periodically. But a lot of people, I think, would be surprised to find out that even actors in Hollywood, when they're not doing something, they're still taking classes. You can always learn. You know, you don't just read one book on something. If you're really passionate about it, you would read multiple books, because it could just be one sentence, one line where you're like, never thought of that, and trigger it. I also like to go back and I'll watch scenes, and I think it's great when you can actually watch a scene once, and if you can record how your emotion was there, and then go back and watch it again, and once you know what the line is coming up, you can really tell whether somebody's reading a line or whether there's a thought process that should go in a normal speech. You're not reading it. And people that read it, the second and third time you watch it, you'll know, oh, that they were waiting for that line to come out and then say it. Where a real true actor, it just almost looks like it's the first time they're saying it. And if you can get a scene that you really like, review it, watch it, and try to get in their head as to how they did it. And you don't necessarily have to be in a class all the time, but you can just review movies you liked and what about that movie attracted me to it, and why, and how did the character build me. Because you can't, I mean, I remember back in the day they used to have soda cans and they would tape over the words. And anytime I saw that would snap me out of what I was watching, and I was then disconnected, like, oh, I'm watching a movie. Where you don't want that to happen. You want the person to really be involved with you and not have a distraction to pull you from that person.
Audience interaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's something that you could definitely do if you know you're going for that role. Try to find a role like that and follow those.
Now, Jody, where do you see where you want to go with your acting career?
You know, I always say about acting, to me, the sky's the limit. I want to go farther as I can. I want to direct, I want to act, I want to do it all. So, I mean, I want to climb the mountain as far as I can, you know. I want to do this, like I said, I want to do this as long as I can. You know, until if they don't take my resume, you know, that's when my days are over. But that's what I want to do.
You, Chris?
I don't see myself going anywhere. Kind of joke, if there's not a part for you out there, write yourself one and get yourself a team.
Right.
And the great thing about this business is that you don't have to own a camera, you don't have to own, you know, lighting, you don't have to own sound, because there's somebody out there that's their specialty, that's what they want to do. And if, you know, you scrub their back, they'll scrub yours, and you just say, hey, I got a quick little shoot, got a quick little short on the weekend I'd like to do, and you can get people together. So know what you want to do. It is kind of hard to be all in front, behind, and then editing and all that. So if you want to be an actor, be an actor. But I don't see any reason why I would stop doing it. You know, in the process of writing a short right now, a series for the internet. And the tough part with that is that there's a role in there that I'd like for myself, but I see the main character being with short hair.
Right.
So I would have to give that role to somebody else. But it is hard to be the man with all the hats. So I would have to, you know, step back and, you know, kind of semi-direct. But there are better directors out there, way better than me. So yeah, in the future, I hope I'm sitting here, you know, with a little gold statue next to me next time,
That'd be good.
saying something else, and of course take my buddy Jody along with me.
You got it.
And
Well, then I guess last question then would be, if somebody brand new to this industry and they came to you for advice, what would you say to them? What would you say to them?
You want to take this one?
Yeah, have a backup plan, because this is not going to work for everybody. It may not work for me, but I'm gonna keep trying. You know, have a backup plan. Learn as much as you can. If you can't stand on a set for 18 hours a day, this ain't the place for you.
Right.
If you don't have no patience, this ain't the place for you. So, and when you go to these auditions, be different. It's going to be 100 people going for the same role. How can you stand out?
All the free gigs are on the weekends, and all the paid gigs are on the weekdays. So there comes that fine line where you have to make the decision, can I either A, get the week off to film, or do I just stay with the weekend gigs? And there's a lot of actors that have made that decision where I can't leave my full-time job. I'm fortunate that I do have a lot of leeway with mine, so it allows me to do the paid gigs during the week, and I can still do stuff on the weekend. But go out there and get it. You know, answer the ads. Be safe about the Craigslist ads. You know, always bring somebody with you, and if you can get some type of a reference. There are a lot of people. I've done I don't know how many films and never seen a single frame from. But eventually you'll know the names, you know, the people. You'll be on set and somebody goes, hey, you were great here, I'm thinking about doing something. Anybody that's on set that you see multiple times is usually in it, and usually somebody that can be trusted, and you actually might get a clip from it down the road with somebody.
Well, guys, I want to thank you very much for coming out today. And you guys can go onto our website at IndieSpotlightNetwork.com, and you can find out more about these guys that we're going to put some links up for them.
James, please tell me you paid the electric bill.
I paid the mortgage. I felt it was important to keep a roof over our head first.
Why did we sell my car if you're not going to pay the bills?
Sarah, your car was the only car that had cash in it.
Did you use the money to pay bills?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry. It's just all this is happening and it doesn't seem real.
I know. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon.
I know, Mom. It's just anything would help out. Who?
The Sanford boy.
Chet, you remember him.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, he's just opened his 5th practice. His family practice is doing so well. I told you should have married him instead of that... Well, I won't say.
I know, Mom. You tell me all the time. You think you can help out? Anything?
Oh, dear.
Things are really hard for us as well. If anything we could give you, we would. You know that.
I know, Mom. I have to go.
Please give Joshua a big kiss for me.
I will, Mom. Goodbye. She said they can't help out.
I'm not surprised. They never liked me from the day you brought me home. Oh, crap!
How did this happen? How did we end up in so much debt?
Timing. I expanded the motorcycle shop at the wrong time. Nobody's buying $50,000 choppers anymore. On top of that, we bought this monsoon of a house. Our past debt, workman's comp lawsuit, the IRS. Not much else could have happened to break us.
We're never gonna get out from under this.
And I wish I'd never put the business in your name.
We were in this together as a team.
The only reason I did that was for your mother. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have the IRS after you, too. It's bad enough they're after me for tax fraud for that job that I had with Dave. You know I'm looking at jail time, right? And I'm not gonna go to jail. There's no way.
How do you know they're gonna send you to jail?
They put Al Capone away for tax fraud. Not racketeering, not alcohol, not murder. Tax fraud.
I know, you've told me that. It's just...
And besides, we have no assets to pay the fine. You know your mother will take care of Joshua. She won't let him go to foster care. If he stays with us, he'll be living in a tent underneath a bridge. And he's so young, he won't even remember us.
Please, stop. I know what you're gonna say. I just need some time.
That's another thing we don't have, baby. Time.
Hi, Maureen. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. And you look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, buddy. What a great big smile you have today.
Are you sure you're okay watching Joshua tonight while we have some alone time?
Oh, no, it's our pleasure. I remember these days quite well. And don't worry about hurrying back over here in the morning, okay? I'll watch Joshua as long as needed. Right, little man?
Well, we owe you.
All right, we'll have a great time.
Hey, Maureen, do you think that I could borrow Chris's extension ladder? I'm gonna do some work on the house in the morning.
Oh, sure. It's out back. Well, you know where. Just help yourself.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I know.
What's your emergency? Hello?
I'm sorry. We did everything we could, but we just couldn't save him.
I don't understand.
The trauma to the head was just too severe.
What? We were laying in bed together.
It appears that while your husband was on the roof,
What was he doing on the roof?
apparently, according to the police report, he was on the roof cleaning the gutters and slipped and fell.
It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head.
We did everything we could. I'm so sorry.
It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head. It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head. It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head.
And we invite you to come back and join us next week. We'll see you then.